Whenever we face a profound unknown, like spiritual emptiness, our instinct is almost always the same. We try to research our way out of it. We pile up information, assuming the right data will somehow solve the problem. We operate on a quiet assumption. If we can just read one more book or master one more complex concept, we will automatically mature as people. But you can hold a doctorate in theology or possess an encyclopedic knowledge of ancient philosophies and still feel entirely hollow. The data sits there, static, completely disconnected from any internal change. Historically, we have built massive mental empires of doctrine and logic to cure this hollowness. It is an attempt to engineer meaning, constructing what you could call the cathedral of the skull. These complex structures are comforting. If we can map out a perfect philosophical framework, we convince ourselves that mastering this intellectual puzzle is the exact same thing as achieving enlightenment. We stack theology, philosophy, rigid doctrine, and airtight logic. But these tools only organize thoughts. They have no mechanical way to alter human behavior, heal wounds, or grant peace. You cannot trigger spiritual change by stacking more data into the mind. The intellect is a storage facility. It lacks the equipment to process transformation. If we step away from abstract philosophy and look closely at the physical human body, the problem becomes a matter of spatial geography, specifically the relationship between the brain and the chest. The literal distance here is roughly 18 inches. In anatomical terms, that is nothing. It is a hand's breadth, the space of a single breath. Looking at this anatomical map, we see the paradox of this gap. Traversing this negligible space is the most difficult psychological journey we can undertake. The head acts strictly as a collector, swelling with facts and definitions, while the core remains untouched. This intellectual gathering is entirely necessary. The mind is a brilliant instrument for observing and comprehending facts about God, or the universe, or reality. But observation is where its utility ends. The mind can categorize facts perfectly, but it lacks the capacity to forge a direct, transformative connection with those facts. This limitation is why for thousands of years, mystics, poets, and those who have experienced quiet transformation have pointed away from the intellect. They share the same whispered revelation: the mind can only observe. Eventually, the endless outward expansion of knowledge has to stop. Gathering facts is horizontal accumulation, spreading wider and wider. To affect you, a truth must travel vertically, dropping into experience. This requires a clear channel, an open pathway allowing a fully understood concept to exit the intellect and enter the emotional core. Opening this channel involves intense psychological friction. You have to surrender the tight control that intellectualizing gives you, stepping away from the safety of analysis. Internal transformation only activates when the intellect releases its grip. Only then can theoretical knowledge physically traverse the clear channel and become a lived reality. When a piece of truth completes that 18-inch descent, your internal reality shifts. Your operating framework moves away from the rigid, defensive logic of the head, settling entirely into the open, living experience of the heart. The mind can know God, but only the heart can meet him. Knowing is a distant exercise. It is studying a map from afar. Meeting is intimate and relational. It is actually walking the terrain. This means the search for one more book, one more lecture, or one more complex doctrine to fill a spiritual void is completely futile. The challenge is to stop building taller towers of theological knowledge and instead commit to the quiet, internal descent. The transformation we seek does not require a single piece of new information. It simply requires allowing what is already known in our heads to finally be felt in our hearts.